Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare,
Ram Ram
Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare
Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna.
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण everyone. So today is 3rd of November, that is Friday. It is Kartika Masa, Damodara Masa, Krishna Paksham, and the Sashti Tithi. So there are no Vaishnava events today. So we shall quickly enter into Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, Parikshit Maharaj is speaking to Kali Purusha and saying that you cannot live in my kingdom. So where we have inherited the fame of the Pandavas, fame of Arjuna. So, but you do not have to fear about it, but you cannot live in my kingdom. So, and then he says, if you live here, what happens? So yesterday we have seen Tvam Vattamanam Naradeva Deheshu Anupravrutoyam Adharma Pogaha. If you just stay here in the Naradeva Deheshu, in the body, just like appearing like a king, but you're not a king. What happens? Loba, Anrutam, Chauryam, Anaryam, Amhaha, Jeshtacha, Kalahasya, Dambaha. All these bad things these are the qualities of the Adharma. So they will all expand more and more. So here, Naradeva Deheshu. If the um, king of the state, if he is just staying there, who is like Kalipurusha, then all kinds of Lob, Anrutam, Chauryam, Anaryam, Amma, Jeshtacha, Maya, Kalahasya, Dambaha. These are all takes place. So you cannot live in my kingdom. And further, Parikshit he is saying, and also he is also giving why he cannot stay in my kingdom. So kingdom in Parikshit is ruling the entire world. He is the king of the entire world. And he is also giving the reason why he cannot live. So one is angle of Kalipurusha and another is angle of Parikshit Maharaj, why he cannot live in the kingdom of Parikshit. He's saying, because you are the Adharma Bandhu, but here, my kingdom, it is the always following Dharma, Satyam. In such a way, everyone are performing Krishna consciousness. Everyone are chanting, following the regulative principles. So here, all the time, Yajna is going on, Sankirtana Yajna is going on. So you cannot live. There is no place for you. And you are not qualified to stay in my kingdom. So it is very beautifully says by Parikshit Maharaj. So we are in the first canto, chapter 17, verse number 33. न वर्तितव्यं तद् अधर्मबन्धो धर्मेण सत्येन च वर्तितव्ये ब्रह्मावर्त यत्र यन्ति यज्ञैः यज्ञेश्वरं यज्ञवितानविज्ञाः न वर्तितव्यं तद् अधर्मबन्धो. So you cannot, O Kalipurusha, you cannot live. O Adharma Bandhu, you cannot live in my kingdom. Because Dharmena, Satyena, Cha Vattitavye. And all the subjects of my kingdom, they are Dharmena, Satyena, Cha Vattitavye. They are all following these regulative principles, following according to the Shastric injunctions. Always truthful. Dharmen, Satyena, Cha Vattitavye. Brahmavatta yatra yanti yajnaihi. And this is where all kinds of yajnas and sacrifices takes place. That's why it is called Brahmavatta. Yatra yajanti yajnaihi, all the time these yajnas are being performed. Yajneshwaram yajnavitana vijnaha, and for to please Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is Yajneshwara. Yajnavitana vijnaha. So this is people, and we are spreading this Krishna consciousness, Yajnavitana vijnaha, by all the expert preachers. So, and also everyone are equipped with dharmena, satyena, and yajanti yajnaihi, and yajnavitana yajnaha, for the sake of Yajneshwaram. So that's why it is called Brahmavatta. So that's why, O Kalipurusha, you cannot stay here. So it is very clearly saying, I am not envious of you, but still you cannot live in my kingdom. So Parikshit is saying impartial judgment here. Very beautifully. Na vattitavyam tad adharma bandho dharmena satyena cha vattitavye brahma vatte yatra yanti yajnaihi yajneshwaram yajnavitana vijnaha. So translation for this verse is, therefore, O friend of religion, you do not deserve to remain in a place where experts perform sacrifices according to truth and religious principles for the satisfaction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Yajneshwara, or the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is the beneficiary of all kinds of sacrificial ceremonies. Such sacrificial ceremonies are prescribed differently in the scriptures for different ages. In other words, sacrifice means to accept the supremacy of the Lord and thereby perform acts by which the Lord may be satisfied in all respects. The atheists do not believe in the existence of God, and they do not perform any sacrifice for the satisfaction of the Lord. Any place or country where the supremacy of the Lord is accepted and the sacrifice is performed is called Brahmavatta. There are different countries in different parts of the world, and each and every country may have different types of sacrifice to please the Supreme Lord. But the central point in pleasing him is ascertained in the Bhagavatam, and it is truthfulness. The basic principle of religion is truthfulness, and the ultimate goal of all religion is to satisfy the Lord. In this age of Kali, the greatest common formula of sacrifice is the Sankirtana Yajna. That is the opinion of the experts who know how to propagate the process of Yajna. Lord Chaitanya preached this method of yajna, and it is understood from this verse that the sacrificial method of Sankirtana yajna may be performed anywhere and everywhere in order to drive away the personality of Kali and save human society from falling prey to the influence of the age. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So this is very beautiful purport, and also if we see these are the reflections and why we are. So Krishna consciousness means all the four regulative principles, chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, that is the yajna, nama yajna, or Harinama yajna, Sankirtana yajna. That's why the body of a devotee is called Brahmavatta as well. This is a personal reflections. And from the perspective, society perspective, all our society is Brahmavatta as well, because Krishna consciousness is going on spreading by all the devotees and the disciples of Srila Prabhupada and Shri Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Guru Parampara. So by all the disciples and the followers of it. And similarly, there are so many sampradayas are also there. So they are also spreading. These are all places of Brahmavatta. Yatra yajanti yajnehi. And Prabhupada is saying all here, it is the propagate the process of yajna. So Lord Chaitanya preached this method of yajna. Yajnaihi sankirtana prayaihi yajantihi sumedasaha, for the intelligent people who has got their intelligence properly aligned according to the Sastric injunctions. For them, this Sankirtana Yajna is prescribed. So that is very beautifully says, so that we can conquer this influence of Kali. And in the where there is it is when the place is called Brahmavatta, where these yajnas are going on, Sankirtan yajna is going on, there is no influence of Kali. We are all Pratibuddha Chetasam. But this Adharma Bandhu or Kali, it would influence only Apratibuddha Chetasam. So this is we know, but it is especially the main principle is the truthfulness. Here Prabhupada mentions it is the basic principle of religion is the truthfulness. So this is how Kali is trying to distract even one leg of dharma in this age of Kali. Tam jigrukshati adharmoyam andrute etad kalihi. So that is Parikshit um, observed here. Why Kalpurusha is trying to destroy even that one lost leg of the dharma as well. So this is the basic principle. When we keep this principle, and everything else will follow automatically. That is the dharmena satyena cha vattitavye. Everything will come properly. And also, if you just observe, when Krishna was traveling from Hastinapura to Dwaraka, there also Krishna traveled from different places, and also Brahmavatta is also mentioned. Kurujangala, Brahmavatta, and all those places. Anatta, and then Anatta is which is nearer to the Dwarakapuri. So Dwarakapuri is where Krishna resides happily without any disturbances in his supreme abode. That is the Dwaraka. So just if we reflect within personally, you could understand what it means as well. But here, this is from the historical perspective. That is sometimes uh, some scholars they would just go into the mental speculations. But when whatever Krishna performs, that is it is always bewildering. Even Brahma also gets bewildered. जन्म कर्म च मे दिव्यम एवं यो ये वेत्ति तत्पतः त्यक्त्वा देहं पुनर्जन्म नैति माम येति सोऽर्जुन. So one is the history and one is the reflection, personal reflection. So which is very beautifully explained by Srila Prabhupada here. So in such a way, Parikshit is saying to Kali Purusha, na vattitavyam tad adharma bhando dharmena satyena cha vattitavye brahma vattayatra yanti yajnaihi yajneshwaram yajnavitana vijnaha. Very beautifully. That is the reason why Prabhupada is always says, follow the regulative principle, chant Hare Krishna mantra, spread Krishna conscious books everywhere, and so that everyone get an opportunity to come. They also perform this yajna. So that is from Srimad Bhagavatam. न वर्तितव्यं तद् अधर्मबन्धो धर्मेण सत्येन च वर्तितव्ये ब्रह्मावर्ते यत्र यन्ति यज्ञैः यज्ञेश्वरं यज्ञवितान विज्ञाः. So we shall quickly enter into Srila Prabhupada's daily letter. So shall I request any dear devotees, letter to Upendra, October 27, Tittenhurst. It is a big letter. Can I read?
Hare Krishna, may I read?
Yes, Mataji, please.
My dear Upendra, please accept my blessings. I beg to thank you for your letter dated October 16, 1969, and I've noted the contents carefully. Regarding the Prabhupada's table, from the next year you will be getting so many books for selling. I have now made a policy that as soon as my books are printed in the press, I shall distribute them in all the centers along with the respective bills. You will kindly send me the money for the book fund as soon as you sell them. The money may be sent to me or to the coastal president, but I shall overload you with books. I am so encouraged to learn of your nice propaganda work in the local schools. Last Monday, we were at a law college, and at least 100 law students were up and chanting and dancing along with us. So there is much potential for organizing the student communities to take part in our movement. I am pleased also that you are decorating your temple nicely. The more you decorate the temple beautifully, the more your heart will be beautiful. The example is that The more you decorate the original, the more the reflection automatically is decorated. So our heart is a reflection of our original consciousness, Krishna. And the more Krishna and his paraphernalia are decorated, the more this will be reflected in our heart and we will feel transcendental bliss. I do not know why you write that you are unhappy. You can join me at any time, providing your business does not suffer. You are developing the Seattle temple nicely. If you think in your absence there will be no mismanagement, then you're welcome to stay with me as long as you like. I like your cooking very much, so I shall enjoy nice foodstuffs. But at the same time, I desire that your field of activities may not suffer. Regarding your question, in one sense, both you and Mahapurusha are right. The fact is that after the dissolution of the universe, the living entities remain in the slumber within Mahavishnu. And again, when the creation takes place, they are impregnated in their original position and they come out in different species of life. By gradual evolutionary process, when they come to the human form, there is a good chance of getting out of repeated birth and death, and one can enter the spiritual realm. But if one loses this chance, he is again put into the cycle of birth and death. The conditioned souls are always within Mahavishnu form, whereas the liberated souls in Vaikuntha, they engaged in the service of the Lord. Constitutionally, every living entity, even if he is in Vaikuntha Loka, has the chance of falling down. Therefore, the living entity is called the marginal energy, but when the fall down has taken place for the conditioned soul, it is very difficult to ascertain. Therefore, two classes are designated: eternally liberated and eternally conditioned. But for argument's sake, if a living entity, being marginal energy, can't be eternally conditioned, the time is so unlimited that conditioned souls appear to be eternally so. But from the philosophical view, he cannot be eternally conditioned. Since we cannot trace out when we have become conditioned, there is no use of arguing on this point. Better to take care first how we can get rid of this conditional existence, as much as a patient should take care for treating his disease more and less waste his time in finding out the cause of his disease. Please offer my blessings to the others. I hope this will meet you in good health. Your ever well wisher, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. Postscript. I do not think it is a good suggestion that we decrease the number of BTGs printed. If we print the same number of copies throughout the winter months, and at all, if they are not all sold, then the remaining issues may be distributed freely to many respectable men and organizations. This will be good propaganda work. We are not interested in making profit. Our interest is simply to promote Krishna consciousness. So all the centers should not reduce their orders for BTG, but should help distribute them as far as possible. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Right. Thank you, Mataji. Any takeaway points, Mataji, from this letter?
Yes, quite a few, Prabhu. I'll just quickly sum it up. So, in this letter, Prabhupada is mostly stressing on book distribution. One of his disciple, Upendra, he was keen to set a Prabhupada table so that more and books could be sold in schools and other organizations. And Prabhupada is saying like he'll flood with more printing of books, so that all his devotees all his disciples, they can go and sell the books. And he found a good prospect in a law college where they are still young students, and the young students, of course, the young children, they are the future of Krishna consciousness. So if they can propagate the mission in these colleges, it'll be a great prospect for spreading Krishna consciousness. So because they saw them chanting and dancing with the Hare Krishna, so Prabhupada found that's a good attempt to engage them. And also Prabhupada requested him to keep on decorating the temple, because he gave a nice analogy that our heart is a reflection of the original. So if we and which is our original Krishna consciousness, because our heart has Paramatma. So once we engage all our senses to uh, decorate and worship nicely Krishna and his paraphernalia in the deity service, then it will be reflected in our heart and we'll feel the transcendental bliss. Then Prabhupada asks him that his disciple Upendra, he wanted to spend more time with Prabhupada. And Prabhupada said he would be happy to have him as long as he wanted, but he was conscious that his business should not be hampered in any way. And Prabhupada was also happy that he will get to enjoy good foodstuffs cooked by Upendra. And then I think one of the questions Upendra and Mahapurusha, they had asked Prabhupada, and he said both of them are right in saying what will happen to us when there's the dissolution of the universe. Prabhupada explained that the living entities will go into the slumber within Mahavishnu, and again when the creation starts, there will be they will again go to their origin position and come out as different species. So but if we are conditioned soul, then we'll get into this repeated mode of birth and death. But those who are like in the transcendental realm, they will go to Vaikuntha Loka, where he gave the example of like there are two kind of people, like the species, like the eternally liberated and the eternally conditioned. So the eternally liberated are those ones who, like the gopas, the gopis, elevated devotees like Prabhupada, who are in the Nitya Seva of Krishna, and they're always in eternally liberated. Those are the liberated souls. They never fall down. But the eternally conditions are the ones like who have like the four defects, like the imperfect senses. They have their illusion. They have the tendency to make mistakes, and there's one more. And they have the cheating propensity. So these are the eternally conditioned souls. So they, even if they go to Vaikuntha, they have the tendency, the chance of falling down, and that's why they're called the marginal energy. So Prabhupada said, like for eternally conditioned, we do not need to worry since how long we have been conditioned, how long we have been in this since how long we have been conditioned, and for how long we will be in this it's better instead to focus on Krishna consciousness and go back to Godhead, so that we get rid of this conditional existence. And he gave an analogy that when there's a patient, he needs to focus more on treating the disease and not waste his time to find out what has caused him or given him the disease. And finally, Prabhupada stressed on the fact that even if the BTG magazines, they're not selling all the numbers which has been printed, don't need to worry. That can be distributed freely to respected men and organizations, because the purpose of ISKCON society is to spread the mission. It's not for making money or making profit. So we need not think about that. But at the same time, the printing and the orders of BTG should not be like reduced. So that's all. That's my takeaway, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. That's so beautifully summarized. So many points. Any other points, dear devotees, you wanted to add? Ratan Prabhuji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Yeah, Mataji has mentioned all these points, but just to remark one thing, the adding information already she mentioned, because the two kind of souls, because Nitya Baddha and Nitya Mukta. I mean, as an eternally liberated and eternally bound. And when the eternally bound the soul, if he connect with eternally liberated soul, I think there is a chance to become as a liberated. But we should not think about it when we will be liberated, when the time. But this is the regulation, the time, because Upendra Prabhu asked this question, because when the universe will be dissolution, the Lord will appear. But the thing is, it is due course of time it will happen, but we should not think about it, because we are conditioned souls. But if we can connect with the liberated soul, especially Guru, Sadguru, then we will be back to God. Godhead. So, and if we are, that means we should connect the liberated soul, means we have to follow the instruction of the liberated soul. We have to surrender to their instruction. We have to surrender to them and follow their instruction. That is a great opportunity. And another thing, like Prabhupada give opportunity. If you don't like, come to me. You join with me. And even he gives simple example, like you come and cook with me, because this is a simple way to follow the his instruction, and to connect with him. Because to do some service means cook with me means we have to we have to give service to Lord. Because when Prabhupada cook, he is always cooking for deity, Radha Gokulananda. So that means whenever we connect with the with such kind of soul, so that means we have to give. There is a chance to offer some service to Lord. So that means that is the very important things. Whenever we associate with the pure soul, that means we can give some service to Lord, and we can be liberated. So we have to follow that. And another point also is also, back to Godhead magazine, it has to be distributed, because Prabhupada always focus, never, you have to preach as much as, and Prabhupada giving his life, everything for this magazine. Even he preached at the beginning his life in India, and he was not successful. And afterward he published in West, and he always giving emphasis, please distribute my books. This is not my business, but distribute these books. And Krishna is arranged, the money will come, everything will come, but this is not our purpose to do business, but this is a spreading Krishna consciousness. We have to follow that one. Yeah, thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Very beautifully said all these things. Any other devotees? Devashi, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Just wanted to add something regarding this letter. This letter, I think, is fall in such a lovely timing. As a Shanga, like I'm sure all of us individual devotees distributing books different way in the office work or something. As a Sangha, we used to do it before the COVID. We haven't done that after COVID. We haven't done book distribution or any preaching or book through the book distribution after the COVID. So I think, Prabhu, it will be good time to mention this after this letter. Antaranga Prabhu is the head of the book distribution or book marathon of the temple. He's coming to our Sangha on 18th, and he will be propagate a little bit of this book distribution. So I think it's a good idea for us. We live in different part of London, and we can get together one weekend or whenever each devotees area, and that will give us an opportunity to meet each other and have fun as well each other and do the big distribution door to door or it's on the street. So that's one of my ideas, Prabhu. So I hope everyone will give their ideas and suggest something so that we can organize. On 18th, Antaranga Prabhu is coming on the Sangha, and he will talk about the book marathon a little bit as well. Haribol Prabhu.
Krishna, Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. So beautifully said. Yeah. Book distribution is one of our core mission, to distribute all these books and spread Krishna consciousness. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Any other points, dear devotees, you wanted to make?
Prabhu, just to conclude by saying that, sorry, Mataji, I'm just that from these letters and things, they inspire us so much. So we should just not read; we should follow. That's my idea, is Prabhu. So we should take something out of these letters. Prabhupada is with his whole heart asking everyone that just do the book distribution again and again. He emphasized all the time. So I think we should do something about it. We haven't done it for last few years now. Haribol Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for stressing that point. Hare Krishna, Meena Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Sorry, I was just saying that marathon is starting on 24th of November. Awesome. winter marathon, like book distribution for 1 month.
24th of November. Yeah. So 3 more weeks. Thank you so much, Mataji. So I think it would be very nice to have our devotee sanghas. So one person is leading the temple service. One person is leading book distribution. One person is leading kirtana. One person is leading. So likewise, each and every devotee, if they take charges of in charge for such kind of activity, then they can speak like authorizedly. So okay, yes, we'll do, and we all follow that devotees instructions. Because of that expertise, we all follow. So this is what I have been contemplating. So if you're all happy, then we can allocate one of the devotees as a kind of a leading for book distribution, leading for temple service, and leading for um, preaching activities likewise. This is my thought. So if any devotees wanted to take part and take the leads, so please let me know. And then, or your comments, you can send me, or you can also share your thoughts.
Prabhuji, can I just add something? If any devotee from the group now want to volunteer, that is brilliant. Otherwise, our last meeting with Nishkinchan Prabhu in the temple, we asked Shamsundar Prabhu, Sam Godiwala Prabhu. He was distributing the book of one of Srila Prabhupada's disciple, and we asked him, "Can you take the responsibility for our sangha as well?" So tomorrow evening will be a good opportunity. Sam Godiwala Prabhu is coming to do the class, so we can ask him again tomorrow.
Yeah, sure, Prabhuji.
Very well.
Thank you.
Krishna Prabhu. And also, I think it's already naturally happening, like within the sangha anyway. Like Janukane Mataji does books, obviously, like Sham Prabhu as well. And then like Sanjita Mataji and Devashish Prabhu and their families are usually at the temple. So I think it's naturally happening as well. And then it's just for people that, I don't know, the ones that, yeah, like it's some of it's naturally happening.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. Yeah, it is naturally happening. That's true. Because I'm very far away, so I couldn't see all these things. So
No, you're doing that. No, you're like, oh my God. You're like,
yeah.
God.
So if I meet the devotees, then it would have been very nice and to see all of you.
Prabhu, just wanted to add one thing. Like most what we see in the temple. Once you are saying that our sangha name is not there, because what we see is the temple, how it has been structured for devotees to work is normally bhakti vriksha way. So what happens is every area has got its own bhakti vriksha, and they operate like recently there was a Slav bhakti vriksha which has come up. Watford has got one, and Luton has got a new bhakti vriksha which they are doing Rath Yatra, and Slav also did Rath Yatra. So when the devotees live in one area, even though their every weekly session is online, it's easier for them to come together, because they get every one of the Sundays in 2 months they get to serve as kitchen service, like doing the prasadam for the guests. So then once they will, for the marathon, they'll all come together because everybody is living in that area, so they come together and do book distribution in that area. Same with other services in the temple also, they engage like that. But our is like very mixed up. People are spread over in different parts of UK. So for us to come together to do one service is not that easy. Like when we go to the temple, like during term times, I'm always there for doing in the kitchen or samosa service or whatever service or some other service if there is one. But we don't see other devotees from our sangha engage. I'm not complaining about that. Everybody has got their own time. Janukan Mataji, she's there in the afternoon doing the book distribution. Radha Sevika Mataji, she's there in the bookshop. So because everybody is spread out, so all of us come in the same everybody has got the time commitment for activities. Like we can only be there from like 10 till two, maybe one, you can say one. So but there are few devotees like Sridhar Prabhu, and they are spread out. So some, of course, when there's gardening service, they do come. So it's everybody's spread out. So we all can't be at the same time. But if the devotees live in one area, then it's much easier. How the Bhakti Vriksha works, like, Bhakti Vriksha of a different locality or town. So for us to engage in even in book distribution, like, the school, for us, like, I'm just telling about even my family, if we had more devotees in Aylesbury, we could have gone one day doing Aylesbury book distribution. But Prabhasha comes home at 5. So again, go to London area to do book distribution. It's not easier. Same with like Radha Savikamada. She lives in Kent and she has got a house in some other place. So every far away. So it's very difficult to congregate and do service for our Sangha. That's what I have felt in all these years. It's not easy. Sham Prabhu, he's always in the temple on Saturdays. He's doing his service, but we can only go on Sundays. So, for us, it's not easy as a Sangha. So it's easier said than done, I would say that way. That's only my
Mataji,
thought.
can I just add something, Mataji? I think we should take it as a positive way, not a negative way. We are spread it, that's good. But we can all get together, say, Aylesbury, you want to do Aylesbury, we'll come to Aylesbury one day. I live in Harrow, we can come in Harrow one day. One day we can go other place. Whoever comes, able to come, is come. If he's not, is not. I think we can do it, not saying it we had done that before. We can do it again.
Yeah, Saurabh Prabhu came from Oxford to here, like in our place, to book distribution. It's,
Yeah, I mean, those who can, of course, I mean, that's a good suggestion, Prabhu. Yeah, I mean, those who can, they can definitely join. But like, I don't know, during term times, getting all together, like, I mean, I said, those who have the children grown up and all, they can manage, that's fine. But during holidays it's fine, but for us to congregate during term times, it's a bit difficult. But yeah, of course, you're all welcome to come to Aylesbury, and that will be fine. Like I mean, he also goes to work in the opposite direction. He goes to Uxbridge for work but lives in Aylesbury, so we can give it a try this year and let's see how it works. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you,
I
Mata.
think the morning program is so, like, the fact that this much is being, I mean, I don't know, like, I know there's always opportunities to do more and more and more and more, but the quality, there's so much quality in this Sangha, and I think that's really nice about the Sangha, that there's quality and there's good relationships. And then when people become, I don't know, this is just my experience from other situations, that when people become overtired, overstretched, then yeah, like, it, I think the quality, like, obviously, like, every morning everybody's meeting, that's a huge thing. Like, I don't know anyone else that does that. And then we have so much quality, and I think the good things we should try to keep as well. And yeah, like, venture out, but keep the quality, because if the quality goes, then it becomes difficult. I think that's just my experience from other situations, and I've been involved in, like, Bhakti rickshaws in East London, and it's really amazing. Like, everybody pulls together for, like, short space of time, and everyone brings that whole greatness to it, and then all of a sudden it kind of loosens. And I think that the whole, like, this is being held together naturally, so maybe Krishna's helping us.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So yeah, it happens naturally. So when devotees are doing, so already they are engaging and on all the services. It is Krishna's and Prabhupada's mission, Krishna's service. Thank you so much, Mataji, for appreciating the devotees. Okay, so that is from announcements point of view as well. And tomorrow morning we have got Bhagavatam as well. Continuing with, so after Brahma's meditation, Brahma has seen Vaikuntha, and now Lord is going to reciprocate to the Brahma's place again. And where he is going to speak to the Shloki Bhagavatam, we continue that sequence on tomorrow morning. And tomorrow evening we have Bhagavad Gita regular session with Shyam Guruvada Prabhuji tomorrow evening I may not be available in the Sangha, so Devashish Prabhuji is going to host the session. That's our upcoming events. I don't have further updates from me. And dear devotees, if you have got anything to share on the events or any updates, kindly share.
I know from Krishna Club, like the one on Sundays at Bhaktivedanta Manor, there's going to be a Diwali program for the children. I think it's Sunday after, not this Sunday, the Sunday after. So I know there's lots of children involved here, so all the parents. It's going to be an event, and I'll give you more information when I have more.
Thank you, Mataji, for updating about that event, children's event. Any other events, dear devotees? Okay, so if there are no further updates, then we shall conclude and continue with our japa. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः अनन्तकोटि वैष्णवेभ्यो नन्दोपाधि की जय।
Thank you for the different.
Hare Krishna.
श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त